Here's an AMI This Week shortcut with Laura Bain. Wearing masks in public has become a part of daily life and is an important tool in the fight against COVID-19. But if you're one of millions of Canadians who are deaf or hard of hearing, standard masks can create communication challenges. Joining me to talk about this and other issues facing the deaf community right now is Frank O'Sullivan, Executive Director of the Society of Deaf and Hard of Hearing Nova Scotians. The voice you'll be hearing is that of an ASL interpreter who will also be signing my questions. Frank, what issues do standard masks pose for people who are deaf or hard of hearing?
Well, I can show you a standard mask. I'm going to just use the prop for a minute here and show you this blue mask, your standard disposable mask. And as you can see, you're only seeing my eyes on my face. You can't see my facial expressions. The visual cues are very difficult for deaf and hard of hearing individuals, and it creates a major communication barrier.
And how important are facial expressions when using ASL?
Oh, ASL requires facial expression. For individuals who are deaf and hard of hearing, facial expressions are a necessary part of American Sign Language. And then for individuals that are deaf, late deafened, or hard of hearing, they're also needing those visual cues, speech reading, all of that's included when looking and understanding what someone has to say. So in terms of speech reading, your tendency is to get about 50% of the message from watching someone talk, because you're catching a few words here and there, and then you're piecing it together to figure out what the meaning is.
Are there other issues that people who are deaf or hard of hearing are experiencing as a result of the pandemic?
Well, everything has changed, of course, because of the pandemic. Things have shifted drastically. So now even going shopping or, going to a doctor's office, all that information is received in a very different way. So it is challenging on a daily basis. Now, previously there were communication barriers, but now we're seeing even more in terms of just accessing everyday life. And I just wanted to add for deaf people in the workplace as well, deaf or hard of hearing people in the workplace, there are communication barriers. If the staff are required to wear a mask at work every day, then it's difficult for the deaf and hard of hearing staff to work with those employees regularly.
Right. And what can the public do to make things more accessible?
Well, I think it's important for people to be as patient as possible and understand that there are communication barriers for us on a daily basis. So it would be helpful for people to be flexible, be willing to write by pen and paper if necessary. And I think those providing general day-to-day services, it would be great if they could get face shields. I can show you one here. So there's this clear plastic face shield that gets put on your face rather than the typical mask. And that provides clearer communication. Or you could get these see-through plastic insert masks. So it's your typical mask, but there is a clear plastic insert there. And again, it allows you to see the whole face, which provides more clearer communication for us.
Frank, are there any technologies that can help with some of the communication challenges?
There are a few different apps available that change voice to text and then text to voice. So that certainly help with communication for the iPhone and for Androids as well. Currently, I'm using Otter. There are also others such as ABBA and Live Transcribe. So those are just 3 examples of programs that are out there, and they provide about 80% accuracy. And they're using artificial intelligence to help with the guesswork in determining what people are saying and then transcribing that. They work well, specifically in a quiet place. So that's important to make sure that there's no background music or chatter. Those challenges will be there, and it won't work as successfully if you're in a louder location. In terms of the quality, it has improved over the years, and I'm excited to see where we go from here. I think deaf and hard of hearing people will continue to benefit from the development of many applications to come.
Well, Frank, I really want to thank you for joining me to talk about this very important topic.
Oh gosh, thank you, Laura. Thanks for inviting me today.